Welcome back to the Salami Talk podcast, everybody. This is episode 20, and I'm in the cut with Sterling Cuts and Johan the Barber, aka the Armored Barber. Let's fucking go, guys. How are we feeling?
We're feeling great.
Feeling great?
Yeah.
Johan is dressed to the occasion.
I mean, I'm comfortable today. But my boy Sterling is
dressed to impress.
We could be in Cuba right now.
He's fresh to death, dude. Good vibes all around. Good vibes all around.
Only the best of vibes, bro. I'm high off of a Monster and Black and Milds right now. So
what a guy.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, bro. How was everyone's day?
Ooh.
Yeah, it was
How
good.
was
a
the day at the shop?
Well, it's a barber shop, man. It's a whole ecosystem on its own.
Can you talk closer to the mic?
It fluctuates, you know?
Yeah.
It can start off real quiet, and then by the end of the day, it's like pure chaos.
Bro, I know, because you guys be getting mad when people are like late to their appointments and all that shit, and like when people don't show up.
That's a hot topic for sure.
That is a hot topic. Let's hop into it, bro.
Let's hop
for
into
sure, bro.
it.
Because I saw Johan.
Go?
When I saw Johan cutting some dude's hair, and I was waiting for Sterling to cut me up, someone walked in, and then Johan was like, "I can't cut you, bro. You were late. You gotta leave."
Yeah, I mean, he was 15 minutes late. You can't. You have a 25-minute appointment. How are you going to be 15 minutes late?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was it. You know, I had already taken somebody else, you know. I thought he was just not going to even show up at all to his appointment. He walks in late, and, somebody was, at the shop at the right time, and I was available. I took him. But he didn't like the fact that he was late, didn't respect, like, our time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? But it comes with the territory. It's part of the barbershop. It's you learn a lot from that,
Yeah.
But it's really how you handle it at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a real rock and a hard place when a walk-in comes in and you already have a appointment. I've been known to take walk-ins and let my appointments fall to the wayside, but I feel like that bothers a lot of people that actually took the time to make the appointment.
Yeah.
So, like, were you bothered? Like, I know I was late for your
I didn't give a shit, man.
You didn't really care?
I don't
and you're
care.
going to find that, right? Like, there's guys like you that, you might have a little extra time. It doesn't really bother you. But there are people that are
on a schedule.
They're on a schedule. Some guys come in on their lunch break. Some guys, or some women come in with their kids and they have to be at soccer practice or wherever. So you just try to be mindful of everyone's time.
Yeah.
It's a mindset that you got to get into.
Yeah, that punctual mindset.
And Sterling, he's doing great, man. At the barbershop, he's doing great.
I mean, yeah.
But sometimes, like anybody else, you get caught up in the moment and you run a little behind and, you just can't make a habit of it.
No, you can't, because that's time that you can't get back, bro.
For sure.
And it's about, like, are you going to take a valuable customer that actually wants a haircut with you, or some flyby, hey, I saw the barbershop. Could you just cut my hair right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. The guy's like, yo, can I get a quick cut?
Yeah, I've done it.
A load of this forecasting under threat. There's an El Nino climate patterns for where the hell is this at?
Yeah,
El Nino.
Oh, this is a great hot topic. We're talking about global warming.
Hold on, what is this? El Nino?
It's a lot goes forecasting from El Nino to weather balloons. What are weather balloons and why are we talking about them so much lately? Global warming is intensifying El Nino and El Nino weather patterns. I'm pretty sure isn't that like a hurricane in El Nino?
That's what I thought. But
yeah,
I see logs and fire.
Yeah, well, I guess that's for the global.
Well, I think like
thing.
the whole weather balloon thing.
Shock factor.
It is the shock factor. Oh my god, the Pacific Ocean that can affect. You know what? A smart intellectual person, okay, my girlfriend told me. She was talking about how there's these solar flare things that come off the sun.
Yeah.
Wow. And apparently there's one coming in like 5 years. NASA says, all right, quote unquote. And when it comes this way, it's going to get so hot that we just can't use the internet and the internet's going to shut off forever.
It's almost like an EMP.
Yeah,
effect.
Like the sun just let off an EMP. Yeah.
That's provocative fake news, or you think
I don't know. I'll wait.
Like, it's so easy
years
to go down those rabbit holes, like when you're on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But solar flares, I see it every now and then, and just the thought of it, obviously,
it's scary.
You got solar flares. You got that super volcano in Colorado. That you never heard of the super volcano?
No, I never heard of this.
Like Yosemite.
Yeah, it's like a giant. It's like basically it's a giant volcano, right? That is you know, that's why you got the geysers. You got the heat, you know, building up underneath, and the pressure's got to go somewhere. Again, I'm not a professional at this, but from listening to the Joe Rogan, you learn a lot.
We have a Joe Rogan advocate here.
Yeah.
You know,
no, but you learn a lot through it, right? Like things that you're exposed through. That's the beauty of the podcast. Right. You get to bring in listeners, right?
Yeah.
And you get to learn like tidbits here, tidbits there. Like I had never heard of the super volcano until I heard somebody on a podcast. But you know, things are happening underground actively right now. Like things are like temperatures are rising, and the geysers are going off, you know, sooner or going longer, you know, without going off. And then when they do, it's like continuous.
Yeah. So
like things are brewing, you know, besides like solar flares. Now you got the Chinese balloons, you got, you know, radiation, poisoning here. You got, you know, those, five trains or was it 2 trains with 5 cargo ships on it?
Yeah. In Ohio. Now, is a super volcano more like scarier than a regular one?
I thought the super volcano would be in Hawaii.
I mean, you can probably look it up. The super volcano, it just covers such a big area. If it were to go off, what it would eventually do, the clouds, would cause everything to cool down.
Ooh, ice age.
Complete, like it would.
Oh, like an ice age.
Basically, yeah. The temperature would lower down. That's awesome. Because it would just create like a big blanket. Yeah. You know, imagine like you're talking about big, massive, you know,
covering the sun.
Yeah.
Covering the sun.
A cloud.
Well, it's like that Day After Tomorrow, the movie.
Yeah, basically.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
To piggyback on that thought, man, because I cut some pilots, and they say what nobody talks about really is how many like asteroids come into the atmosphere. So when you're like a pilot, like all the time, you see just like they're coming down.
Oh shit.
But they don't, like the UFOs of right now that they're seeing.
Yeah.
They do this thing.
They make straight like 90-degree angles. Like how are you going 1,000 miles an hour in one direction and not like take a, you know, like a slow swoop up, you know? You're going like straight and then 90 degrees straight up at the same speed. No slow down, no nothing.
Oh man, that's a nightmare.
It's wild.
That's a nightmare.
There's got to be things out there. You know what I mean? It's fun to think about.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
And now that, you know, because of social pressures, right? Like, it's that taboo thing. You don't really talk about aliens, like UFOs. Like aliens, they don't exist. Real. Either you had an interest in it, or you were just like, oh, you're crazy. But now that the media's talking about it, people feel more free to talk about it. Yeah. Especially on podcasts. Like you see information, which also you have a lot of misinformation.
Yeah.
Because there's, you know, such a high volume of people talking about it. You know, they feel free to talk about it. So now you just basically have to filter through all the potential fake
news.
Yeah, like the whole balloon thing that's going on right now. It's getting beaten down to death, right? Balloon that starts off with the balloon and then it goes off 3 more or 4 more incidents where it's just unidentified.
Okay.
Zombie apocalypse vibes.
We haven't talked about the Chinese weather balloon yet. Let's talk about Johan's perspective since he was actually in the army. Right?
I was at Air Force.
Air Force. Okay, he was in the Air Force.
Yeah. You know, I didn't fly planes or anything, you know. So on that aspect of it, I can't really speak on. But just being in the military, you're not really exposed to everything, obviously.
Okay.
You're not really exposed to a whole lot that does not pertain to your job. But just looking at it from just like a logical point of view, the balloons, like they've said, this is not the first time there's been a balloon, but why is it all of a sudden? That's the part you got to question, right? Why is it all of a sudden in the media?
Yeah, you know
what I mean? So those are the types of things like, oh, everyone's like, oh my God, balloon. Okay, but it's not the first one. It might be the first one that Fox and, you know, CNN is blasting. So the question is why?
What are they covering
up? And then
up?
Immediately after that, right?
Yeah.
And they have the, you know, they have the freedom of whether or not to broadcast it or not, right? And they never broadcast that type of information. And all of a sudden it is boom, 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 back to back. Balloon and then unidentified objects that they didn't just say, we just left them alone. We're monitoring it. We went ahead and shot those fuckers down.
Did you see the pictures that apparently like I think it was the Pentagon or whatever, they released the pictures of like, you know, the confirmation of aliens in the thing, and there's a picture of a boat.
Oh wow.
It's like a naval picture. It's in the boat, and literally above this fucking, like, I think it's like a battleship or an aircraft carrier, you see like a fucking triangle pyramid thing just floating
Wait, where's this
above
at?
it. It was I'll look it up. It was literally a picture I saw when they released what the heck was it? It was like the Pentagon told everybody that aliens are real. You know, it was like they came out with it.
Hold on. Oh no, that's the one. That's the fighter pilot one right there with
What,
the
this one?
red.
This one?
Just
give it a minute.
The USA, yeah, that one. That's the one that they were following. They were trying to lock in on it, but they were having a hard time because of the speeds that it was going.
Do you think that's
crazy?
Do you think that's actually alien life?
You know, it's like
or
it's
do you
either
think it's like just a plane
no. I mean, based on how they were describing it,
or like a bug in the camera?
the way they were
Yeah.
describing it, you know, like the speeds that it was going at, like we don't have that technology.
Well, how fast
So-
was it going?
I think it was up in the 2,000-3,000 miles an hour, but it wasn't even just that. It was the maneuvers that it was doing, and they even said at one point, it goes from the air to water.
Oh my god! What?
Yeah,
You know, we know
water,
more about
water
space.
aliens.
Water?
Water aliens.
Do you think that there's aliens living in the ocean? Dude, the ocean's fucking massive. Do you know that?
yeah. They say like it's not even studied.
No, it's not, and it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
I don't go in the ocean. Fuck
I think
that.
they need to make a clear definition of like what an alien is,
Yeah.
because for a long time growing up, all I knew was illegal aliens.
Okay.
So
I think what
You
they're talking
know.
about when I think of alien, I think of like something not from like originating from this planet.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
For
you've seen a
sure.
lot of illegal aliens.
well, I'm saying the way they paint the word alien, it
Yeah.
started out green things in Roswell, Area 51, government,
Mm-hmm.
hush hush, things from another planet. And then they took the same word and then put it to like immigrants that came to this country illegally. And so it's like, what is an alien?
Well, the definition of an
know.
alien is just you're an alien to
This
Yeah.
you
to
know,
the
like
society or
an
whatever.
octopus that hasn't been discovered at the deepest depths of the ocean. Like that's alien to me.
yeah.
I think you're just connecting the green alien to the word alien. And
my boy Miguel.
to your
Your
boy,
boy Miguel.
to
Shout
your-
out Miguel.
Yeah. Orale Holmes.
Shout out Miguel. Yo, do you guys know who Blueface is? Do you guys know who that is?
No.
Okay, so Blueface is this person, okay? And he's basically dating Christine Rock. He's apparently trending on Twitter, and so was Chris Brown because they had some beef trying to find the thing of it. But he was like coming at him saying, "Oh, you hit the wrong bitch," like when he hit Rihanna.
He should have hit
Should have hit.
Krishan.
How do you guys feel about the halftime show?
Ooh,
Ooh.
provocative.
I
think-
honestly did not see it.
So I
I
watched.
didn't even watch the Super Bowl.
So this was like the first football game I've actually sat and watched the entire thing, especially the halftime show.
Props to you.
The halftime show wasn't bad. It wasn't too much.
Yeah, everyone says it's like disgusting. I haven't seen it. I heard
Disgusting?
Rihanna was like hanging from some wires.
She wasn't
Well, that-
hanging at all.
That brings up a
She was
good.
standing.
So while we were watching the halftime
With
show, the
wires.
disgusting part, I can relate kind of like I understand.
Okay.
We're sitting there watching. It's like me, my wife, and our kids, right? We're sitting there watching it, and then when she starts doing her dance, you go, "Oh man!" You start to notice like how provocative it really is when you have your 5 and 6 year old sitting next to you. You're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh wow, it was that inappropriate?
Yeah, like enough to where like my wife and I both look at each other and we're like, "Oh damn!"
Did you see the halftime show?
It's interesting because I could barely notice the dance because the crowd I was with just wanted to talk about like how pregnant she was, if she was pregnant, if she wasn't.
She is.
That turned into the main focus other than her actual performance. of
Rihanna
her
Props to
life.
her for being up there pregnant,
Oh,
big
yeah.
old belly on that platform.
Dude, can you imagine what that kid is going through in the stomach right now while she's doing that? It's probably having a little party.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
in the
yeah.
womb. In the womb.
his equilibrium will definitely be off.
The equilibrium.
Oh,
of the kid
for
is gonna be
sure. The
off for sure.
chromosome is
Oh, it's-
all over the place.
yeah,
What's that? What's that?
bouncing all over the
Vertigo?
place.
That kid's gonna be born with
Vertigo? Kid's
Oh,
gonna have
for
vertigo.
sure.
For sure. You didn't see
For
that.
sure.
Oh, you didn't watch it.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
At one point, the
Yeah.
platform is like you saw the platforms, right? Like they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
on,
It
they
looks
were
like a Super
floating.
Smash throw fight. Yeah.
At one point, you know, the camera zooms on Rihanna, and she's all the way at the top, and she kind of like goes to move, and the whole platform just starts rocking.
Oh, I
Ooh,
saw that.
that's
I'm like,
sketch.
are we
And
gonna
then
see
knowing
Rihanna
like my
fall?
wife being pregnant and how nauseous she would get, and I'm like, oh shit.
That's a good point. I didn't even
The whole
realize.
thing. I mean, it was rocking enough to where like, you know,
Can you
I
imagine if
probably
she
would feel
fell?
uncomfortable.
Oh my, that's
Yeah,
what
so
we
that's
were
the interesting
all
part,
asking.
right? This platform has 2 cables on each corner, so 8 cables, right? She is tethered to the platform, so in case she were to fall off, what if the platform falls?
If the
Oh
platform.
my god.
Wait, she was tethered to the platform.
She was tethered to the platform, so if she fell off the edge, then it would have.
Come on.
She would have been hanging there.
She would have
What
been
the fuck is the
hanging.
NFL doing?
I don't know. You're pregnant, Rihanna.
Super low key.
But yeah, apparently, so this guy Blueface on the screen right now, he responded to Chris Brown. I guess Chris Brown said something about him and his girlfriend. Apparently, because Blueface and Christiana Rock have a horrible, horrible relationship. Like
Super toxic.
it's so bad. It's so bad. Like this lady is pregnant now, and Blueface is like, I'm not gonna do that until I see a DNA test.
What?
Yeah, it's bad. They're really bad.
So let's talk about
It's
it.
like a whole toxic relationship kind of vibe.
As like a married man, you know,
Yeah.
for quite a while.
Yeah.
Is it ever okay to, you know, domestic violence?
What?
Domestic violence is 100% no.
How long have you been married?
good.
We've been
It's
married.
a good take.
They put me on the spot.
Oh no, she's watching. She's watching.
5 years.
5 years. Wow, that's
But we've been together 10 years.
Huh.
This is our 10th year.
that's crazy.
Yep.
10 years. That's a
Yep,
long time.
yep. It is a long time. We got 3 kids together, and I got an older son from a previous marriage. But we just had our 3rd kid together.
Wow,
It's a lot of
congratulations.
kids.
Yeah, domestic
Oh,
violence,
goodness.
dude. Yeah, 100% no.
No, that's not.
I mean, if it even gets to that point, like you got to do it. There's a reality check right there.
Yeah.
Do you condone domestic violence?
Well, I think by even mentioning Blueface, right, we're watching celebrities do domestic violence, and there's a big portion of young people, especially,
Yeah.
that they look up to celebrities like this, and
Yeah.
they kind of mimic what they do.
Mhm.
And I just think it's important to remind them that you don't have to. You could talk it out. You could walk away. You don't have to slam your significant other into the wall.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
don't
like-
have to hit him with a full Nelson.
It's not
Like
you
it's
know,
almost like common sense, right? Like
Yeah.
of course you wouldn't do that. But like you were saying, just a reminder, right? Which is sad
Yeah.
because nowadays you feel like you kind of have to be the reminder for some kids. Like a lot of kids I didn't grow up with like a an iPhone or the internet really like being
Yeah.
it was like dial up. Now these kids they have their phones, and I see it in the barbershop all the time, man. Like they're stuck in their phone. So they're getting a lot of their influences through that phone. So if they see something like this, they might not have, parents that are there for them
Mhm.
at home, like guiding them. And then they start seeing this, and you're right, dude.
Yeah.
They might start seeing this like, well, they'll justify, it could just start off with pushing.
Yeah.
That's domestic violence.
Yeah.
And then it escalates. And then in the back of their mind, like they see this type of stuff, and it's like, well, they do it. They go through stuff. It's okay. Their marriage or whatever became stronger through those difficulties. It's like that's the wrong mindset. As soon as you lay your hands on a woman, or she lays her hands on you, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's
especially
over.
in
But a
this
lot of kids
state.
don't see it like that because maybe they watched it at home.
Yeah.
They see it here, and that's all they know. They don't
Super
have that person telling
desensitized.
them like, hey, that is not okay.
No, it's not okay.
So
That's so not the way.
So like the fact that they're all like dude, it's like a ring.
It's yeah.
Chris Brown is who he is. What he did is shitty.
Yeah.
You got Blueface.
Blueface, baby.
I'm sure he's a stand-up citizen himself.
No, he's not.
He's
You know,
not.
of course not.
Nah, he's
Yeah.
not. They're crazy talking about domestic violence on the
But
pod.
that's the type of drama that
Yeah,
just doesn't
we
go
don't need
away.
it.
No, we do not need it.
But
see what else-
sometimes it happens.
Let's see what else is trending on Twitter. They just came out with a new Samsung phone. I saw that. The new Galaxy S23, whatever the fuck it looks
So
like.
that I just say it's not an iPhone.
It is. It's not.
I made the switch years from an iPhone to like Samsung.
Is that what you have now, Samsung?
No, I have an iPhone. I went back.
Oh,
It was just weird,
wow.
man. Once you get used to like an
the iPhone?
interface,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of hard to retrain your mind to go back the other way.
Yeah, I don't know. I had when I worked at this one job, they gave me a Google phone, and I just did not fuck with it at all. I hated the whole interface on it. I just did not like it one bit. It was so annoying.
Like even like on our iPhone when they went from like the button, right, to like the swiping.
Yeah,
that took a minute.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of like familiarity already there. So switching from an iPhone to or vice versa, if you have Samsung and you want to go to you know
That's
an
a,
iPhone,
that's a great point, man. How addicted to your phone are you?
How addicted to my phone am
Yeah,
I?
scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, dude,
Be honest.
it's really bad, bro. Like if I'm not doing something, like if I'm not editing a video, if I'm not recording a YouTube video, if I'm not working, if I'm not just doing any other thing, like even playing a video game, I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
So it's bad. So it's probably like a 9, 8. You know, it's up there.
I would say it's a perfect 10 for a lot of people, most people. Like even if I'm talking on the phone, I'm really not paying attention to the person because I'm like scrolling through Instagram and getting 8 different dopamine hits at one time.
It's bad, bro. Because like now they have all this stuff. Like if you ever FaceTime somebody, you can literally you can swipe up and the FaceTime goes in the corner and you can open anything else, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. You can open anything, and then you can share your screen with the person.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's not.
It's hard keeping up with like all this new stuff.
I know.
Is it warfare?
Is it warfare?
What do you mean?
Like TikTok is a Chinese-run company. I had a client who did business with China, and he said Chinese are very calculated in the way they do things, and they test the waters. They don't just do things like abruptly.
Yeah, but look at Facebook. That's right here on our soil.
And
what are they doing?
They do
That's
the
right
same
here.
thing.
You just got to follow the money, right? You can easily attach TikTok to China. I'm not defending China, obviously.
No.
But I'm just saying.
No one talks about Silicon Valley.
But it's talking points, right? Like you can just. What'd you say?
Silicon Valley.
No one talks about Silicon Valley. You know, persuading the youth.
Like if anything, like TikTok in China is monitored heavily for kids.
Yeah.
And not here. You know, that I'm not siding with China, but I'm saying on that topic, I think that's right.
What, to monitor their kids?
To monitor what they're posting, right?
Well,
they can't just sit here and post, you know, a bunch of stupid, you know,
dances.
Challenges, you know, like Tide Pod eating.
Oh, God.
They don't allow that.
I remember when that thing was popping when people just slamming Tide Pods.
I feel like the Tide Pod incident was like that little spark that ignited a bunch of stupidity after that.
They started lighting each other on fire.
Yeah.
What? That's a challenge?
You didn't see that?
Didn't
you
see
would
that
jump into the shower after you like lit yourself on fire with like oil. You put like oil on. Things you used to see. Yeah, dude, it was a challenge.
But you know what? That doesn't surprise me.
No, that doesn't.
Is it cool though?
No.
I don't think that's cool.
That's like some
Steve-O
jackass stuff.
Yeah. Well, Steve-O got arrested because he jumped off the 3rd floor of a mall into a fountain. Like, I mean, it was... What the fuck, Steve-O? Check this out. This kid is suspended from school after people find out his mom makes OnlyFans content.
Wait, he was suspended from his school?
His kid, yeah. He, let's read the...
Oh, there's more to that story. Yeah. There's more to that
Sarah
story.
Blake, oh, she's from Florida, said she was forced
to
briefly homeschool her son because he received a suspension after gossiping parents outed her for making money on OnlyFans. What were you saying? There's more to this story?
Yeah, there's more to it. Like... What got him suspended? Talking about it, or
well, it says that there was parents that were, I guess, like the other kids' parents talked to the school or something like that and told them about it, and I guess the school was like, I guess we're not having that. Which,
but you know, some of the teachers,
way, you know?
Some of the teachers were probably asking for the link though.
Yeah,
you know that's right.
Yeah, they were like, "Yo, your mom, how much she charge a month? $12.99. Hey, we have to suspend this kid." Her OnlyFans content's way too expensive.
Yeah. As a parent, that's kind of crazy, right? Because you have kids and then you raise them and you got to watch what they do. But at some point, like stories like this, when does your child have to watch their parent?
Could you be? Let's just throw a hypothetical.
An OnlyFans model? Yes.
Watch Sterling rub
If you were a
oil all
if you
over.
were,
Feet pictures.
oh my, feet hit you up for feet pics.
I mean, it's whatever. Some people like them.
We have to admire your fit, man.
Yo,
We have to
shout
admire
out
this
So
fit
we
real
had a
quick.
bonfire at
shout
my
out to the
house
fits.
When was this?
a couple months ago, right?
Okay.
A couple months ago.
Yeah,
And he rolls in with that hat and a guitar.
yeah.
Ooh, and a cigar.
And I had some cigars.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice. Nice
was it
chilly
fire?
night. Yeah.
Because you know what? Culturally, man, this hat's from Mexico. This shirt's probably from Walmart.
And you're Cuban.
And I'm very Cuban sometimes when I want to be. But you should stand out, you know? Back in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
the word individual was like a thing. Now everybody wants the same haircuts. They want the same looks, the same shirts, the same clothes. They want to look like Blueface. And then the chicks want to look like Sarah Blake Cheeks from Florida.
I don't know which
Shout
one's
outs
the.
to her.
This looks like two different chicks.
Nah, it's the
that's
same chick.
girl.
That's
It's
the
just
same.
bacon.
Yeah.
Really?
One's just wearing a sweater. That's the only difference, John.
They look the same to me.
But yeah, man, you should be individual, you know? Don't try to be like everyone else.
No, you have to be yourself.
Have your style, your stilo.
You're Stilo.
You should.
El estilo.
Yeah,
style.
man. It's
You're Cuban too, right?
It's Spanglish.
The Spanglish. Now, are you from Cuba?
No, I was born in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Wow,
I came
that's very
here. I
Cuban.
was 6 years old.
That's very Cuban. You were born in Miami.
I wasn't Naples.
Oh, you were born in Naples?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
239.
I was gonna say if you were born in Miami, that's very Cuban.
It's northern Cuba.
Yeah, I was 6 when I moved here, and we lived off of right here down 28th, southeast.
Isn't it crazy how everything is like changing around here now? Like,
Oh, dude.
they're like expanding the roads and shit. They're putting up like, dude, I just went to 7 Mart that's there now. It's
Yeah.
open.
We used to ride
Fire
four-wheelers over
On
by Big
oil well.
Cypress. We used to ride four-wheelers in high school, man, by Big Cypress, shooting all the way down Everglades, all the way to 75, and rope swing right into the canal.
Hell
Oh my
yeah.
god.
It
This
was
is
so
about like
fun,
2
man.
lanes.
four-wheeler to 75?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh, the whole tank of gas is gone. By the
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd have to pick you up.
We would
Because
we would
you
go
run
through the
out.
back way through the tram, instead of going down Golden Gate Boulevard.
Yeah. Oh,
we
the
would
tram.
take the tram way, which dumps you out on 28th, and then from there we would just ride right down to the canal.
Dude.
But no one was really messing with you back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Not everybody had cameras. You can cut through trails, and no one really bothered you. But now you got it's basically I-75. It's a highway through the estates, a
Yeah.
rural part of Collier County.
Mhm.
It's not so rural anymore.
No, it's not.
And you might
Yeah.
get sniped.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we live in a heavy Second Amendment state. So you cut through someone's lawn when you're not supposed to be there.
Well, now they put you on blast, right? Like,
Yeah.
you cut through somebody's yard, and I mean, rightfully so. I get it. But back in the day, man, you would just ride even an empty lot. Like, you can have cameras.
Yeah.
Now they're blasting you on Facebook. Like, who is this?
That empty lot used to be like everywhere, right? Everywhere was an empty lot. So then you would make like awesome jumps and ramps.
Yeah.
And then like you'd be able to like go in a circle with your 4-wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
Naples was so much more chill, like
It was more country. out
early
here.
2000s. Before like 2008, Naples was like super chill, bro.
It was
Yeah.
It was super chill.
It was a little beach
It was
vibe
super
It
chill.
was,
in the
dude. It
cut.
was like, a light switch. Off season, light switch went off. Like, you can
Yeah.
get to anywhere in Naples, in 25 minutes.
Yeah, now the traffic, it's like you get there in an hour. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
man, just to get from my house to
the shop.
to the shop, I'm hitting different. I'm dropping kids off at school, so I'm hitting so many different traffic patterns. I'm leaving super early just so I can make it to work on time. I'm giving myself 2 hours.
So you said you just had your
Yeesh.
3rd kid?
Yeah,
So that's 4, right?
yeah, we got 4
You gonna get your shit snipped?
done.
Done?
Yeah, no, I didn't get it done, but we can't have no more kids, so we're good. That is it, man.
Yeah, I bet it is.
They
There's
were
only
all
so much
planned.
scrolling on
They were
TikTok.
all planned, but this is it.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Having 4
Yeah,
kids.
man,
You know?
it's
It's
awesome.
a big family. I really want to have a big family when I'm older like that,
It's special, man. It really is.
Is
You
it?
know, they hear me complaining in the shop. Not complaining, but just kind of. I don't hang out with
I'm
anybody.
complaining for sure.
Dude, these are the guys I hang out with. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So they get to hear hear him vent. I hear Chad vent.
Oh,
All the
you
guys.
know
We're all
that's
venting
right.
in there, really. It's like a big old therapy.
Shout out Chad. CEO Mr. Beast wants to be CEO of YouTube after the current CEO steps down. Dude, this guy is all over the place with shit. It's ridiculous.
We were just talking about him today at the shop.
Are you serious?
He's
got what,
most
100
viewed.
He's the most viewed man on
60
YouTube. He's
million?
insane.
What's he at right now?
He has
I don't know. A
100.
ridiculous number.
So
He's got that red diamond.
he's got like 111 or 115 million subscribers. I don't even know what he does. I thought he cut grass because you know those guys, they get a lot of views.
What? Mr. Beast mows my lawn.
But I mean, what's it say? So he wants to be the CEO after current CEO steps down.
Yeah, CEO Susan Wojcicki. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Steps down.
I mean, just looking at it logically, it would probably make the most sense if he's
yeah.
obviously business minded, right? He's not just some random guy with a camera and
No, he
he's
knows
like,
what he's
look at my
doing.
YouTube channel. You know, he obviously got to that, you know, that point in his career because he's smart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't just throw content together. He knows like the back end of it, what works.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it probably makes sense.
It would make sense. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was the, next CEO of YouTube.
I call it the Donald Trump effect.
Okay.
To where your celebrity means more to your placeholdership than like your qualifications and like, are you ready to do the job that you're going for? And we live in a world where like this guy, he might be a really good CEO if his only position is how to get more subscribers.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a team behind him. You know,
how does he treat people?
So then
how qualified is he to lead? He does it good by himself.
Look at Elon with Twitter.
What's that?
I said, look at Elon with Twitter. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, but he's proven time and time again. I mean, he's got 6 companies currently.
Shout out to Tesla.
We talked about Elon, right? Yeah,
Elon. Yeah, Elon. He's got multiple companies, so he's got the business mind, obviously, for taking on Twitter, a company like that.
Yeah,
but it's just applying like those same principles into like another business, and then you have your team around you. Do you know how to build that team?
Yeah, you ought to build that like,
that's
structure.
Any company. If you got to that point, especially like these, we're talking about successful guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense for him to do that, or like Elon with Twitter. It just makes sense.
It does make sense.
It really does.
I would like to.
He's
see
like the
that.
new face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like the new face. He's everywhere, man. Have you guys ever had a Mr. Beast burger?
No.
He has his own like fast food thing. They have burgers.
No. See, like that right there.
Yeah.
That's business.
I've never had a Mr. Beast burger. Apparently,
that's a lot of meat.
Good. Is it? Have you had one?
I've never had the burgers, but if you own a bunch of burger joints, that's a lot of meat.
If you own a bunch of
like Shaq Shaq owns Five Guys?
Starbucks. He's got stocks and he owns a lot of stuff.
Who, Shaq?
Yeah, I don't know where I heard it, but I heard like he's like part owner of Five Guys.
Five Guys?
Yeah,
Shaq's huge. He probably got stuck in the Five Guys booth.
Jeez.
He's huge.
He's humongous.
When you go to Five Guys, do you?
I don't go to Five Guys.
Why not?
What? They're expensive.
You think they're too expensive?
It's like $20 for like a burger.
Listen, man. When I go, I don't even look at prices anymore. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't. We're going.
You got it like that.
Like my daughter. It's 6 of us, but we're buying food for 5.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, yeah, go ahead. Like especially now going out to eat with all these kids. Holy shit!
And if your newborn had teeth, she'd want the Five Guys too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is expensive. Shit, it's expensive. We all go to McDonald's.
It is. It is. It's
ridiculous.
What I mean? Everything in a dollar store isn't $1 anymore.
You know what I do miss?
What do you miss?
Taco Bell chicken quesadilla for like $2.
Oh my god!
It's like $5 now, dude. And half the time the cheese is not even melted.
Oh, that's brutal.
I'm sorry, but if it's gonna give me a stomach ache, at least make it taste better.
That's the facts, dude. I remember when I worked at GameStop. All right, for like season
where the games don't stop.
What a fucking job. So anyway, we literally did nothing. But I remember one day we got Taco Bell, and we had a DoorDash.
You guys all shit your pants at one time.
No,
There's only one bathroom.
But
in
I had,
GameStop,
bro,
so.
they had, I got the, what the fuck is it? It's like the box that comes with like the chalupa and the
Like
taco.
a combo.
Yeah, it's like a whole kit. And it came with this thing, and it was supposed to have beef in it with cheese. And it was like a rolled up,
Yeah.
it looked like a tube.
Yeah.
I opened it to see if they got it right, and it was not even like, it didn't even look like beef, bro. It looked like if someone just put like fucking brown paint in a tortilla and rolled it up. It was gross. I didn't even eat. It was so
sounds kinda
disgusting. I
nice.
didn't eat it.
Have you watched? All right, so like, I enjoy my Taco Bell every now and then, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
But it used to be even worse. Like I would be like, oh, it's like once a week. It's cool, dude. I watched this video on the meat. It was literally like dried up. I don't know. Can you call it meat once it's like dry in a bag, and then they pour it, and then they pour hot water over it, and then they mix it. You're like, wait a minute, wait, what?
Oh.
Fast food, no one would eat it if you actually like knew what was going down.
Yeah, you know why? Because at Burger King, they have like the $2 meal kit you can get. It's like a 20 piece and some fries.
What's
and
up with you and kids?
For two, I said kits.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got the Taco Bell kit.
Yeah, because that's the best deal. Like that, I mean,
You
that's
got
what
the
you're
Burger
getting
King
the
kit.
fucking best deal out of it. You know, when you
Oh,
get the
for sure.
kit. But like literally, I'm like 20. All right, I'm sorry, 20 chicken nuggets for a fucking
Yeah.
kit, and it's $2.
Yeah,
How
is that possible?
That's not chicken.
How
bro.
is that possible?
That's not chicken.
It's that pink gum thing.
Yeah, it's the pink shit that they put in the fucking
Air
tube.
fryer.
Yeah, the air fryer. The air fryer.
There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
way you can sell 20 chicken nuggets for $2.
No, it's not.
No.
Julia Fox carries a 6-foot tall human shaped body bag purse around New York for Fashion Week. Can we see? What the fuck is
Oh,
that?
Wow.
So
Yikes.
at first glance,
That looks like you're carrying a dead body.
you know what that? Well, at first glance, it reminded me of that dude that walks around Naples
Yeah.
with the latex.
What?
Yeah.
You never heard what?
What? There's a guy that walks around.
I don't know
Naples with
his.
latex?
Supposedly, he
Yeah.
posts all his shit on Instagram. But people like Sonny ran into him at Publix
We
like
seen him
a
outside.
couple years ago. He
the
was on
shop?
the Naples News.
He was
Now.
outside the shop, yeah, just leathered out.
Dude, full on latex with tits.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to
And
get him
this
on the
is-
pod.
supposedly, this guy's a lawyer in town.
We got to get him on the pod.
Get him on.
Yeah, we got to get him
So
on the
wait,
pod.
wait.
You'll have
He
to
wears
write
like
so- you'll-
latex like everywhere. You can't even see his face.
No.
Oh my god.
Only his mouth
And
and,
I
his
could be,
eyes.
I could be wrong on.
Swear to God.
So I could be wrong on this part, but and I've never seen him.
Okay.
And on
say that
Salami
he walks-
Talk, you can be wrong and it still feels right.
Yeah, it's all good. You say whatever. the fuck you
Supposedly
want.
he walks around. I don't know if it's his daughter or what, but she's got Down syndrome, so she goes everywhere he goes.
Okay.
In the last video I saw maybe 2 weeks ago, that Naples News Now on Instagram
Shout out
posted
only
it.
Naples 239.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that one, but somebody posted on like Naples News, right?
Mhm.
This dude walking around some fast food joint, and
Yeah.
he's got his full on latex. You can't see anything but his mouth,
Okay.
and he's wearing what looks like over the latex. It looks like a diaper, like a brown diaper, and right around his crotch, it's like the shape of a crotch. So can you? I couldn't imagine walking into like I don't know a restaurant in town, and I got my daughters with me, and I got my boys, and I got my wife, and you got this freak. I'm sorry, bro, that's freaky.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Freaky.
It's uncomfortable, right? Because now
Yeah.
my daughter is being exposed to this dude
Oh,
with tits.
man.
Okay, he's got full on tits,
Yeah.
and with this fucking diaper looking thing with his with it might as well just be like his dick. stick.
Yeah. Might as well just be.
It's a cod piece. I
Yeah,
think they
it's
call that a cod piece.
Cock
It's
ring.
terrible, man.
Have you
Cock
ever-
rings.
Have you ever heard of Peaches?
Peaches.
Do you know who that is?
No.
I think her name is Peaches.
The fruit's delicious.
Shout out Peaches, bro. But like, there's this lady. She's called Peaches, and she has this reputation of going to. Yep, here she is.
Oh wow, this is
She has a reputation. So what she does is she goes into like restaurants and stuff and just starts twerking in front of like people. She'll start twerking in front of like people that are just eating and stuff like that. Like here. I mean, like obviously this is like not the restaurant. But she'll be like in a restaurant where people are eating, and she'll have like dude like G-string, okay,
Ah,
and just go in there and just start throwing it back in front of people. I saw a video of her doing it.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, we all know you.
Yeah,
like
you're just trying to have a nice meal at
You're
Crackle Barrel, and then you got Queen Peaches over here.
I don't think she's going in the Cracker Barrel, if we're being honest. But
She brought the crack out.
So,
for sure.
like,
yeah, but
For
she
sure.
goes into like those places, man. I saw one where this guy got up and he's like, "Ma'am, you need to leave. You need to leave." Yeah, I mean, like he did the right, respectful thing.
if anything, I mean, that would be like indecent exposure in my book.
Yeah, it is. And speaking of indecent exposure, weren't
Sounds
you
like
a
decent
corrections
exposure.
officer at one point?
I was, yeah.
Wow, do you have any like stories that you saw from that?
There's quite a bit.
Let's.
Basically
dig
from the
into that.
get-go, from the get-go, there was.
Well, how long ago was this?
This was about 6 years ago when I left. 5 years ago, 5.5.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
long.
I did that for about 4 years. Like right after I got out of the Air Force.
Wow, how did you enjoy it? Was it worth it?
It was a good job, man. It was good. You learn a lot.
Okay.
But long term, it just wasn't for me.
Okay.
30 years of that, I can see why a lot of people they get to the point where they're at the 20-year mark, and I didn't want any of that.
Okay, so like, what was it? What did you see?
Just on a daily basis. Obviously, like a regular jail, right? This is in prison. This is a county jail.
Okay.
And these guys are not convicted of anything yet, So, and I say that because there is a big difference between going to jail and being sentenced to prison, right? Because prison is now more of their home.
Yeah.
A lot of them that have something to prove in jail, they still like to run their mouth. So you get a lot of that.
Okay.
The guys that are just in and out, in and out, in and out. A lot of younger guys are just blabbing off, and that's fine. That's all day.
Okay.
But it's like it's the guys with the mental illnesses. Those are the guys that you got to be careful with.
Okay.
Obviously they're not going to be in an open population type setting or general population, but so they're housed somewhere different. So when you're in that particular area, it becomes a mental fuck, especially like when you're first exposed to it.
Okay.
And what type of mental fucks are they really like doing to you that's different than like the younger guys talking shit or the older guys talking shit? Like, what do the mental patients do necessarily that's like,
it's like not penetrating like your psyche, like. So let me back up. So when I first started, right?
Okay.
I've never been to jail. I never toured a jail. This is my first time being exposed to a jail, right? Hey, you're hired.
Yeah.
Okay. Day one of training. I'm literally walking down this long hallway, wide, with a sergeant.
Okay.
That's taking me to the guy that's training me. It just so happened to be that my first day on training is in a area that is it's a direct observation unit. All these guys are basically on suicide watch. These guys are wearing what they call turtle suits. It's all Velcro. You can't no long arm sleeves where you can tie it around your neck and hang yourself off. Right? These guys have either came into the jail combative and saying that they have nothing to live for anymore, suicidal, or they blatantly said I am suicidal.
Yeah.
Or they threaten somebody in a regular housing area. So there's different ways you can end up in this spot. Right? These guys are in there, all day. They come out for 2 or 3 showers, depending on the policy of where you're at, right? But they don't have the freedom of just coming out and just going for a walk or being amongst the other guys in that unit. They are in that cell with no bunk. It's just a raised concrete platform with a real thin pad. They have just enough, no pillow and a blanket.
They don't have a pillow?
No pillow.
Wow.
and why don't they give them a pillow, you think?
So no inmate, where I was at now, there are county jails that are going to provide you a pillow, right? I hear Collier County has pillows for their inmates. Fine. The pillow thing, I don't know why. Maybe money. Why provide you?
Is it money or is it another place to hide things?
I thought it was like to prevent them from
I wouldn't say
suffocating.
What's that? Well, pillows for general. No one in that jail where I was at gets a pillow. So especially not the guys that are in direct observation. They just get this real thick blanket. It would be really hard to, once you twist it, you couldn't really twist it around your neck. There's nowhere to hang anything. You literally have it's just a steel toilet. There's no mirror. There's no nothing. It's just a steel toilet with a little spout if you're thirsty. And that's it.
You drink out of the toilet? Like a bidet?
No, you don't drink out of the toilet. But it's like
you wouldn't drink out of a bidet.
It's a
either.
kit. It's basically a kit.
Okay.
A toilet with the.
Oh,
it's a
your
kit.
thing.
It's a kit. It's my thing,
kit.
bro. It's the toilet kit.
So
we gotta get one in the room.
These guys are, like guys that are on heavily medicated. A lot of them are heavily medicated.
Mm-hmm.
So day one, I am in this housing unit.
Yeah.
I understand that it is a direct observation. I know I'm not going into general populations. I wasn't blindsided by that.
Yeah.
But here I am. I've never been in that environment where you have guys literally rubbing shit, bro. Fucking rubbing shit.
Like feces?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. They'll sit there. They'll write their names. They'll fucking do little art for you, and everything with their shit on the window. So you walk in there and the smell just hits you. Poof.
So these guys,
it's a stench that you can only understand if you walked into a place where this happens on a regular basis.
Like a urinal.
I don't think this happens in a urinal.
Dude, it's like nasty body odor because a lot of these guys refuse, to take a shower.
That was my question.
Sometimes you have to literally drag them out to take a shower because it's like, motherfucker, you haven't showered in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's gross.
Sometimes you have to take them out by force, So a lot of this. So here I am exposed to this, right?
Yeah.
And this is I have to spend a whole month training in this area.
Oh,
my first month in. I remember one night, and this is like my wife's probably. I think she was pregnant with our first kid. I'm like, not even a month into this. I don't really remember my dreams too well.
Okay.
But dude, I was having some fucking bizarre dreams about. My wife said I would go. I'm laying there, right, and I know where I would come up and go raw, dude, because so you're surrounded, right? You're like in the middle, and you're surrounded by cells with these guys staring at you, and these guys are there. Some of them are just sleeping,
yeah,
but there's ones that will not stop. Banging on the window, fucking flashing their dick, doing all this nasty shit. Like a nurse walks in, now you got this inmate, butt ass naked, potentially doing some nasty things in front of whoever comes in the, in that unit. So here I am exposed to all this. It was just a lot to take in.
Oh yeah.
At first, but then after a while, dude, you're just like, oh wow, cool. You're rubbing shit on the window again. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a wet towel at the liner of the door so that maybe the stench doesn't come out, and you go on beyond, with your day. It gets to a point where you'll fucking eat snacks and shit in there. You're just sitting there eating like whatever.
Oh yeah, man. I'm just gonna slam this granola bar. Jeff's over here fucking rubbing his shit on the window again.
Yeah.
Nothing new. Another day at the office.
So towards the end of the first day, so across the hallway, right? If you're a deputy in there, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
You can't leave unless you call somebody in, right? Someone has to be there at all times.
Okay.
Which leads me to another thing before I move on. The whole Epstein thing. He did not fucking kill himself.
Oh, you heard it here, folks.
Oh, wow.
It's bullshit, bro. It is such bullshit. It is such bullshit.
Okay.
Because there's no fucking way that guy would have been left alone. There's no way. There's documentation all over.
Yeah.
Especially when you're guarding somebody like that, a VIP. VIP, it's like all hands on deck.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way that happened.
Oh, no.
But here I am, towards the end of my first day, and there's a fight across the hallway.
Okay.
If I was working there by myself, I wouldn't be the one handling that, right? It's across the hallway. And in another housing unit, that's the same. There's two of them that are the same, but they're split with the hallway.
Okay.
I go across the hallway because the lieutenant peeks his head in, seeing if anybody can come and help. Here I am. I'm totally green. I've never really handcuffed anybody besides in training.
Okay.
I go out to the hallway, and it's this big motherfucker. Dude, he's got 4 deputies on him, and they're like, they barely can handle this guy.
Oh, no.
And here I am like, what am I supposed to do? Just throw myself on this guy?
Yeah.
So now I find myself in the mix. You know what I mean? Which I thought at the time, like, holy shit, here we go. It's just how it is all the time. And in that unit, I found out, working there for almost 4 years, shit like that happens often enough to where you're like, wow, dude, there's people out there that are really fucked up in the head. That could be anywhere. You could be at Walmart,
Yeah.
And I have run across some people here that I know are not right in the head, and you don't really realize. You go on with your day, and you don't really know who's around you. You don't. Not I'm saying you walk around paranoid, but it's just it brings out a sense of awareness.
Yeah.
Just being exposed to something like that that the human mind can be capable of some fucked up shit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was a good job, man. But it's like you're taking it all in, especially in a unit like that.
So did you handcuff the big motherfucker?
I mean, I helped hold him down. I remember that. He got sprayed. There's fucking OC spray everywhere. You're like coughing. Your eyes are starting to water.
Yeah.
They sprayed him multiple times. I've seen guys strapped to, a chair. And guy trying to fucking chew through his shoulder strap.
This is a county jail you worked in? These are fucking sociopaths. It's insane.
Dude, in that unit, it's no joke. So on a 12-hour shift, you don't work the full 12 hours. It's the only unit where on a 12-hour shift, you don't work the full shift. You work 12 hours, but not in that unit. So what you do is they don't want to expose you to that for 12 hours straight. So you'll do a 6-hour shift in that unit. And then the guy that's what they call, so every jail is going to be different.
Yeah.
But they all try to mitigate like your exposure to certain situations.
Okay.
So at the jail I was at, you'll do 6 hours there, and then the other person that does 6, because you're going to swap with somebody. The other guy is what's called a like a rover, basically. Mm-hmm. He's a movement officer. He's the one that's not attached to a unit. He's there to answer calls. Like there's fucking a fight up on the 4th floor. Like these are the guys that respond to that because they're not attached to a unit. They're not watching anybody. Yeah. Or somebody needs a break. Hey, I need a break. So you swap out with that guy.
Okay.
Now he does the 6 hours there while you're a movement officer.
Okay.
You're maybe moving inmates to a different housing area, or you're responding to fights, all that.
Whoa.
Nuts.
That is nuts. Do you think you could do that, Sterling?
A corrections officer?
Yeah.
No.
You get to learn a lot about the tactics. They say like if you want to go to the road, one of the best places to start is in the jail.
Go to the road? Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you want to be a road deputy,
yeah.
Again, you don't have to work in the jail to be a road deputy, but it does give you an edge, I think, because you get to see how people form their questions, or if you ask them questions, how they answer back, and you realize like a lot of times these motherfuckers are just straight up lying in your face. So you get to learn, your client base in the jail.
Yeah, I mean, because you're always around criminals.
If you're surrounded by criminals, man, you start picking up on a lot of things.
And on that note, we have actually reached the end of the podcast.
All right.
Make sure you guys check out my project mids on my YouTube. Make sure you check out my Are They Mids. Make sure you follow these two great people on Instagram.
All right, man. This is Johan. You can follow me on Instagram, armored_barber.
Sterling Cuts, man. Holla at your boy.
All right, so we're going to end the podcast the same way. You're both going to look into that camera, say one word or phrase, and that's just going to end the podcast.
All right, I'm going to go with self-discipline.
Make sure your fit's right, because you don't know who's watching.